In this video, I'm going to demonstrate a new feature with the Global Socket Toolkit. It makes any application accessible via the Global Socket network. It's a typical problem where two users are on two different networks. They are behind NAT or Firewall, and neither one of them can connect to the other. And we're going to demonstrate this with hijacking OpenSSH. I like to achieve this without tunnels and without fiddling with my firewall. To demonstrate this is the Debian system, which uses a server, and then there's the Ubuntu system. To show that both of them are on private networks, they have no public IP address. And then now in the Debian system, which uses a server, we're going to start SSHD, but we're going to start it via the JS toolkit. So we do GS and start the SSHD. Now it asks us for password, and it's a GS subsystem that asks us for password. We can enter any random string here, but we can also just hit enter and it generates a password for us. We're going to copy this password to clipboard, because this is a password that Alice will need to connect to the same host. So on Alice's side, we're going to start SSH, but again we started via the GS system. So we type GS, SSH, Alice, add, and here we can specify any domain as long as it ends in gsocket. If it ends in gsocket, then the system realized that this connection should be made via the Global Socket Relay Network. It asks for the password, we insert the same password here, and now we are connected to the Debian system. Even that both systems are on private networks and normally they cannot connect to each other. I'm going to log out here and clear this. As a little feature that we implemented, if we change .gsocket to .thc, then it routes us first through the onion router, through Tor, and then through the Global Socket network. It takes a bit longer, but here we are logged in as well. Okay, let's clear this and let's demonstrate this with some other application. We're going to start an IRC server on Debian. So we just change to, here we are, IRC server's running. Ask for the password, we hit enter, generates a random password for us, we copy it to our clipboard. And then on Alice, we start BitchX again via GS. So GS, BitchX, and then again any domain, doesn't really matter, as long as it ends into .gsocket or .thc. And asks us for password, enter the same password, we're getting connected to our private IRC server running on the Debian system behind the NAT and behind a firewall. This is an encrypted traffic. It's used OpenSSL SRP. And previously when we used SSH, in fact, we had double encryption. We used Global Socket encryption with OpenSSL and SRP, but then also we used SSH. Clear this as well. We can use some other applications just to demonstrate this. We can use, let's use Netcat. We use Netcat on the server, GS, Netcat, -LP, 31337. As for password, we enter a password, and here on Alice, we do as well GS, Netcat, and again, we do gsocket, and we connect to port 31337. Ask for the same password, and here we are. We can enter something, hello back. And that's a new feature. So these were three applications that we demonstrated: OpenSSH, then IRC and BitchX, and Netcat. But it works with many other applications like OpenVPN, and even WireGuard is supported. So you now can set up a WireGuard VPN between two workstations without any central server in between.